Good evening. It's Monday, January 24th, 2022, and we want to get you caught up on the biggest stories of the day so far.
And we begin this evening with a child shot and killed in northwest Atlanta. Our Alan Devlin is at the scene with the very latest.
Yeah, Tracy, Rick, the mayor and the chief tell us that it's going to be a long night here on Anderson Avenue as they work to figure out who took the life of that 6-month-old child. I want to show you the scene here right now. It remains active. If you can see investigators right now gathered around this APD vehicle out there on Anderson Avenue as they work again to try and solve this crime. Now, Chief Bryant tells us that this was an act of random gun violence. That 6-month-old was here on Anderson Avenue and took a stray bullet from adults firing back and forth. And that exchange, of course, that 6-month-old transported to Grady Hospital where they were pronounced dead. Now, Mayor Dickens came out and gave very emphatic information about how this needs to stop. Children dying in Atlanta, as he said, needs to stop now when it comes to gun violence. Now, you can take a listen to some of the things he had to say a short while ago.
The children are bearing this burden with their lives. And I'm here to ask and to demand that it stop right now.
Now, coming back out here live on Anderson Avenue, of course, we're going to stay out here through the rest of the evening and continue to work to bring you more information. Right now, too early to call on exactly how this happened, why this happened, or suspects involved. Right now, we're live in Atlanta. Alan Devlin, CBS 46 News.
Breaking news right now, an Atlanta restaurant is being shut down after this shooting caught on camera. You can see somebody opening fire as crowds of people run for cover at Loca Luna near Piedmont Park.
CBS 46's Adam Murphy joins us live tonight with new details from in and around that area, and the landlord just telling us tonight that this is it for Loca Luna.
That's correct, Tracy. The landlord, Halpern Enterprises, just sent a statement out moments ago saying that effective immediately, the lease for Loca Luna has been terminated. They said the safety and well-being of their patrons and tenants is their top priority. You can see and hear the sheer terror.
Get down!
This social media video captures the moment when people scrambled for cover during a shooting outside Loca Luna in Midtown Atlanta.
This is my first time I saw something like that in here.
Evelyn Salmeron expressed deep concern after learning about the incident. She's a nanny who cares for children that attend this preschool next to the restaurant.
This is the area that where the kids, little kids, coming. So we coming to drop it off and pick it up their kids. So that's kind of scared. It's very scared.
Police continue to investigate the incident. They say an argument broke out in the parking lot of the restaurant Sunday night on Amsterdam Avenue, then quickly escalated to gunfire.
If I was a parent, I'd probably be a lot more worried,
Luke Geckler works at one of the neighboring businesses and is bothered by what happened.
If the police are responding quickly and doing their job, then that's all you can ask for.
It's the second time in 3 months that there has been a shooting outside Loca Luna. In October, a man was shot and killed in the parking lot following a fight. The surge in crime prompted a popular East Atlanta coffee shop, Hodgepodge, to close their doors until the issue is addressed. The owners said their business was robbed at gunpoint in broad daylight last week.
This is pretty much heart of Piedmont Park, so, bad things can happen in the city, but, this area also brings a lot of joy to people. Like I said, I try not to focus on it. I try not to get scared by it.
Now, according to the police investigation, back out here live at Loca Luna, one man was injured in the shooting out here. He has not been identified at the moment. I'm told he was shot in the leg and is currently in stable condition. No word of any arrests, but again, effective immediately, Loca Luna's lease has been terminated by the landlord because he said safety in this area for other businesses and patrons is a top priority. We're live in Midtown Atlanta tonight. Adam Murphy, CBS 46 News.
Swift action by that landlord company. Adam, thank you. Shocking new video and a warning. It may be difficult to watch. A man run over by a suspected drunk driver in Atlanta. This happened in the parking lot of the neighborhood bar Friends on Ponce. This was on January 7th. You can see the driver pulling out of a parking spot before slamming into another car, then mowing down the man who was trying to get him to stop. That survivor spoke only to CBS 46.
I'm yelling, stop, stop. And in the video, you see where my body kind of slouches after he hits my car. And it wasn't because of the fact that he hit my car. Me and the gentleman made eye contact at that time. And at that time, I knew exactly what was about to happen, and I felt kind of trapped, knowing that there was no way for me to react quick enough to get out of his way.
And that man was able to recover. Well, according to police, Whitmire was treated for injuries to his shoulder, knee, and head.
A woman is rescued after being trapped under a dump truck in Lithonia. Police say the truck collided with a car on Rogers Lake Road this afternoon. The car rolled into a ditch and the truck landed on top of it. Investigators were able to free the woman in just under an hour.
Now at 6, a light at the end of the tunnel. Health experts predicting the peak of the Omicron variant in the U.S. is near.
Doctors here in Georgia, though, not as confident. Right now, nearly 31% of all hospital patients are COVID patients. Most of them are not vaccinated.
CBS 46's Mary Smith is live at CDC headquarters tonight. And Mary, health experts, they don't want to take their foot off the gas just yet.
That's right. Not so much optimism yet for the state of Georgia. The Georgia Department of Public Health says that cases and positivity rates remain high, so it's unclear exactly when Omicron will peak here within the state.
We still have a considerable amount of activity in southern states and western states, but we project that in the next week or two or more, we're going to start seeing the same peak and coming down.
Optimism from health officials as rates drop, but hospitalizations still jumped 30% nationwide and deaths 44% in the last 2 weeks.
Best case scenario is that in a matter of several weeks to a month or so, we'll continue to come down and down. And then with all the things that we have, all the tools, vaccine, booster, testing, masking, we'll be able to keep it down there.
In Georgia, the Department of Public Health says the state's surge is behind the rest of the country.
The hospitals and the doctors are overwhelmed. What we are seeing still is people who don't get vaccinated coming in desperately ill, mostly.
Since November, the percentage of COVID patients in Georgia hospitals has increased by 25%. Meanwhile, some CDC officials are contemplating changing the fully vaccinated status to 3 doses if you're eligible for the booster.
And about 1 in 3 eligible Americans are not yet fully vaccinated, and less than half are boosted. We're live in DeKalb County tonight. I'm Mary Smith, CBS 46 News.
Thanks, Mary. With new guidance out from the National Collegiate Athletic Association, the debate over transgender student sports continues.
Governor Brian Kemp even tweeting about the issue again this afternoon. CBS 46 Capitol reporter Haley Mason is live under the Gold Dome tonight with reaction to this new guidance and what it means. Haley?
Tracy, this NCAA guidance really means that they're leaving it up to the governing bodies of each sport. So it's not really a strict ruling that some were looking for. But here under the Gold Dome, we know that some Republican lawmakers are pushing a bill again this session to ban transgender athletes in some school sports. The NCAA issuing new guidance on transgender athletes playing college sports. The NCAA saying it will take a sport-by-sport approach, letting the governing body of each sport make the decisions on transgender eligibility. At the state capitol, the Save Girls Sports Act is poised to come up again this session, sponsored by Senator Marty Harbin.
And I've coached both boys and girls.
Unavailable to talk today, Senator Harbin last session argued in committee hearings that there are biological differences between men and women, and they need to be honored in sports from K to 12.
So I think there is a difference between us that we have to recognize biologically, and that's if you just look at the statistical of what a man can bench press, we're talking 200 pounds difference, and the things that are there, just that we're made different.
It's not yet clear if the NCAA guidance will impact the Georgia bill this year for college sports, but Governor Kemp taking issue with the subject again, tweeting out, quote, "From the classroom to the ball field, there are those who want to divide our kids along political lines and indoctrinate students from all walks of life. This is wrong, it's dangerous, and as long as I'm governor, it will not take root in Georgia."
No, it's really heartbreaking to see this because, we keep seeing time and time again bills being introduced like this one that claim to be protecting women and girls in sport, but actually are doing nothing to protect women and girls in sport.
Joanna Hoffman with Athlete Ally says the NCAA ruling leaves more questions than answers.
It opens the door to a lot of confusion in the sense that a lot of these individual sports don't have clear policies. And so in that time, while they are working to develop them, that means that a lot of athletes are going to be sidelined from sport in the meantime.
And the NCAA guidelines are supposed to align with the International Olympic rules, but still Athlete Ally disagrees that they hit on the most important protections for transgender athletes. So far here at the Capitol, this bill has not made it to a committee. Reporting live in the Georgia State Capitol, Haley Mason, CBS 46 News.
Haley, thank you. Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens has a message for Georgia lawmakers. His door is open.
And I want to have the best relationship with this body that you could ever have with the mayor. That's from the sincere bottom of my heart. That's my goal. Collaboration will make us stronger.
Mayor Dickens was welcomed by the Georgia House with a standing ovation as he walked down the center aisle of the chamber. The new mayor has visited the state capitol 4 times since taking office earlier this month. It's part of an effort to block legislation that would allow Buckhead to form its own city. Now, new at 6, new concerns about an Atlanta-based company that prints your dog's face on its socks.
Customer complaints piling up about pup socks. Now Better Call Harry is learning the company is also under investigation by the state attorney general.
We're not out to make you guys look bad. That's not why I'm here.
This is not the conversation we'd hoped for with Pup Socks co-founder Zach Zellner. 1 minute, we're touring the Atlanta-based Pup Socks operation, and the next,
thank you,
it's time to pack up and leave.
I just don't understand why we're being escorted out like that. You guys invited us here.
It was a misunderstanding, but still bizarre. We were here to show another business struggling with COVID-related shipping delays. But the CEO tells us that all Christmas orders have shipped.
Simply put, we don't have any backlog of outstanding orders.
He also says the hundreds of online complaints showing customers with wrong orders or no refunds is overblown. The Better Business Bureau has more than 600 complaints and 3 alerts.
Our percentage of even complaints relative to the number of orders, is well below 1%.
That may be true. The 2017 startup does boast more than 1 million pairs sold.
There's this moment of realization where
but the company may have a bigger issue.
That's when things get exciting.
Zellner and co-founder Todd Stevenson founded Pup Socks on a promise to help all animals in need.
Any idea how much you've donated? Just a rough figure?
I would have to go, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars.
So far, we've verified 3 donations, $5,000 to the Atlanta Humane Society, $12,000 to the Humane Society of the U.S., and $5,500 to Ahimsa House, a group that keeps domestic violence victims and their pets together. The director there says because they're mentioned on Pup Socks' website, angry calls from customers are getting in the way.
Please just be patient with us.
Ready for this? CBS 46 did a story about Pup Socks complaints in 2018.
We had major complications with our manufacturers.
What we didn't know is that in 2019, Georgia's Attorney General fined the company $15,000 alleging unfair or deceptive acts or practices. 3 years later, more complaints.
I work hard for my money, as do a lot of other people. Their socks are not cheap by any means, and people expect what they pay for.
Christy Bradley uploaded a pic of her pup in November, but the Christmas gift to her daughters never arrived.
Mom, where are Pup Socks?
Pup Socks is operating under Zellner's new company, Thread Studio. Zellner's message to customers:
Any customers who have been, waiting at great lengths or who have had promises made to them that weren't fulfilled will receive refunds for their product.
A few days later, Christy Bradley was offered a refund, sort of.
We can give you a credit so you can reorder your item, which I have no faith that I'd even receive that item. Or we can issue you a refund less a $9 fee for every item that you ordered.
$9? That's a third of the price. And what about all those charitable donations? We asked for a list, and you know what we got? What we do know is that the state attorney general's office is investigating again, but it can't comment due to a pending investigation. I'm Better Call Harry, CBS 46 News.
Thanks for watching CBS 46 News. Watch us live wherever you are, our mobile and our streaming news app. You can also watch us on Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV.